Ever since I watched Ivan McGregor on GS, I wanted to go on an adventure. Not that scale of adventure, smaller and more local. In age of almost 40, I decide to go for it. I searched for adventure roads in my neighborhood and I found something called TET community. But what is TET? Trans-Enduro Trail are tracked, legal off-road roads in almost every European country, free to use for adventure riders from whole Europe. It couldn't have been better. I've saved a lot of time developing my own road, and access to it is free. Well, someone spent a time to brace a trail, so at least I can do is to buy a sticker on a website, which I did. My plan was ambitious. 500 kilometers a day for 3 days in a row. Spoiler alert, it won't work, but let me tell you why. I upload GPX file to Osmand app with small ring of South Poland. My motorcycle was prepared perfectly. The oil has been changed and chain was looped. Well, my tires seem bad in times, but it will work for another 1500 kilometers. Nothing more I can do. But back on track, I pack myself, buy a tent and a sleeping bag and hit the road. The track starts 150 km from my home, so I need to ride to my start point, village called Goat's Head in translation. I don't see any heads in there, especially animal, but maybe next time. What about TET roads? Are they good? Let me show you. Honestly, I was shocked by the quality of the track. The TET community done a hell of a job. I drive asphalt road, paved road, tarmac road, concrete road, gravel road, forest road, even no road. And it was a great fun. In the first day, I done over 400 kilometers by almost off-road. It was exhausting. The night was coming and I need to look for a place to sleep. I decide to camp in wild, so I spent some time on searching quiet place away from civilization. I set up my tent nearby the forest, which was not great decision because of the bugs and mosquitoes, and spent the night in the wild under the stars. At 4 in the morning, some deer wake me up, screaming like hell, and I decide to leave that place early in the morning. This is how my camp look like after night. I always take care of my host. So I let mosquitoes bite me a couple hundred times. And the adventure begins again.
Leave you till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My lady's short, tall, thin or wide. Always down, ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, you're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time.
It's the perfect time of the year, so I had to take some photos. After a couple of hours, guess what? Good news! RCB alert. In Poland there is a system of early warning if in your neighborhood will be a storm or heavy rain or big wind. I decide to ride, and what it'll be will be. And it was. Such a beautiful day turned into a nightmare in minutes. When rain was fall from the sky, I take cover in nearest city. After 15 minutes, rain was gone, so I ride again, all wet. But in 30 minutes, it started to rain again, and not stop for 5 hours. I launched weather map, and storm was everywhere in 200-kilometer distance in all directions. So I grab a meal to think what to do next. It was 4 p.m, so I decided to stay at night in hotel, because it was too wet to set up camping. At least for me. Next day, rain was gone, my clothes was dry, and a blue sky was back. Well, almost. The day before, I made only 215 kilometers, mostly off-road, and I knew I will not reach my goal. If I want to drive on my track, I need one more day, which I don't have, so I decide to ride back on my previous track. How it say? Second time you do it faster? Well, I do. So quiet. Peaceful. I charged my batteries and enjoyed the sound of nature. But not for long. It was a sign to move on. I start my ride at 6 a.m. and finish after 14 hours at my home. I made 500 kilometers and I was so exhausted that I'd getting myself till now. But conclude. I made over 1,000 kilometers off-road. Ride in all possible that part of the year weather conditions. Get totally soaked. Sleep in tent for first time. And experience nature like never before. I got some crashes and some pretty fast double track, which are my very favorite. I see double language signs far from national border. At least 100 roadside chapels. If I was Jesus, I will be mad for that. And altars in front of private houses prepared for a church holiday. You can't get it on only asphalt roads. Not that piece of nature. I definitely go the same track next year, but that time I choose wisely date and a weather prognosis, and a camping spot of course. Well, hope you like it. See you next time and have a bearable day.